Good morning, everybody. Bonus day, February 29th, 2024. Yeah, you get your bonus day. Leap year, I don't know. It's just, you can't escape February, right? But tomorrow will be it, and I will be winging my way home. The wind is really supposed to start up, so keep me in your thoughts and prayers tomorrow, crossing that desert in the morning. I mean, this thing's like a sailboat, right? If it catches a little bit of wind, it wants to go here, it wants to go there, it wants to go everywhere. It makes it a bit challenging. So I'm going to enjoy my last day here. Mr. Z and I are going to go over to Main Street Station tonight. They have the 777 Brew pub there, and it looks like one of the places that makes really decent craft beer, because they had a ton of people in there when we went by the other day. So I'm looking forward to that. So I'm going to finish up my work here about everything that I can do. I will be back again in May with no air conditioning. It's going to start to be really challenging come May. I wanted to talk a little bit this morning about the best and the worst of Vegas. Certainly the best of Las Vegas is the fact that it changes and morphs so much. I told you before how in the 90s they went from trying to restyle, 80s and 90s they went from trying to restyle themselves as a family destination, and they stripped out a lot of the bawdiness and rowdiness of Las Vegas. Then that failed. Then they had what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, and that really came about around the time of the 9/11, 2001, and things were going along pretty great guns, and then the pandemic hit, and the town constantly has to reinvent itself. Restaurants come, restaurants go, new properties are built, new hotel, new resort destination. So in a way it keeps it very exciting and vibrant. But on the downside of that is that the cost infrastructure of Las Vegas becomes more and more I don't want to say more and more difficult, well, maybe more and more difficult to support as you keep pouring higher amounts of money into these resorts like the Fontainebleau. Your difference between success and failure is a very, very thin margin, especially when you try to build your success on only the rich. I still think there's going to be a day coming up when we're going to find out that the old maxim that if you cater to the classes, you live with the masses. And if you cater to the masses, you live with the classes. In other words, you want the very broadest approach of having the most affordable thing, whether it's a stick of Wrigley's chewing gum, whatever. You want to make sure that you have mass appeal on that. So as it stands now, I suspect most of what is supporting here is just credit card debt down here, because I tell you the truth, I rarely see anybody use cash anymore. I just see the cards come out, and there's always casinos love that, because that's another reason. Think about the psychology too. They use chips in gambling because your mind will not connect that to real folding green money. The theory is if you had to put real cashola on the table, you might really panic when you start to see your $100 bills being changed in, right? 500. You might be a little more worried. Well, credit cards give you that same sort of feeling. It's like, it doesn't feel like I'm handing my money over. Well, you're going in bondage for your life to pay that off like a student loan or something like that. We'll see. We'll see coming up. I mean, it's going to be interesting, but just the cost of things as a result of that, the cost of things of too much money is, like we went down to this place down in, I don't know, one of the bakeries or something. I guess it was an Italy down in one of the places in Mid-Strip, and they had little tiny donuts about that big for $1.95 each, or three for $5 or something. These things weren't even half a bite. right? And I looked down at I wanted to get a nice cold cut sandwich, real Italian meats, right? Real Italian, importing. And I looked at the sandwiches. It had like three or four very thin shavings of meat and some cheese on a roll for like 24 bucks. I'm like, oh man, I get the hell out of here. I got to go see the Jews, right? I go over there to Greenberg's Deli, and they set me up with a really nice pastrami sandwich. 15 bucks wasn't cheap, but it was good, and I got a pickle with it too. Okay, so there's still value to be had here, I think, but the worst part is just how everybody is so eager at putting prices up right now. I think that's the most difficult thing to cope with down here is $6 for $6.95 for a donut, $8.95 for a donut. Come on, because it's shaped like Squidward on SpongeBob SquarePants. Yeah, right. Okay, whatever. All right, guys, that's what I think, the best and the worst. So I'm going to head out. Got to get my day started, but thumbs up are appreciated. And if you're not subscribed, subscribe, hit the bell, and for all notifications. We do a lot of stuff on this channel. We go places, we do stuff. I get back to the rancho. We are going to be swamped with projects. We're going to be hitting rainy weather, brutal cold and rainy weather. Welcome to March. All right, thumbs up are appreciated, everybody.